Hi, good evening, everybody. First off, I really want to tell you guys, thank you for, following me and watching my videos and everything, and for following my Instagram. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for keeping up my positivity and liking my posts and everything. It really means a lot. And so I want to thank you. Um, you guys are really bringing a lot of positivity into this world and energy. And so thank you so much for shining bright and for doing your part of being a positive and inspirational person. Um, today I want to talk about domestic abuse. Um, I noticed a lot of women, myself included, are either in a relationships or, if they're lucky, got out of a relationship, were, we meet a guy and he seems like very sweet and very nice and everything at first. And, he seems like, oh, he'll put up with your shit and he'll be nice to you and everything. But then when we get into a relationship with them, we notice like ugly sides of them, like where they start yelling at us and screaming at us for like legitly something that we didn't do wrong, and they blame us for everything. And or they'll throw us against the wall, or they'll hurt us and they'll be violent to us, and they'll say it's an accident, and then they'll start crying about it, and they'll make you feel like, oh, they really, really didn't mean to hurt you. And really, they didn't mean to hurt you, or they didn't mean to hurt you. Their just anger got so out of control that they hurt you. And so you forgive them, and then you go back with them, and then, it keeps on happening. You keep getting hurt, and they say, I'm sorry, and then they like be all nice and everything to you, and then before you know it, they get angry, or their self-esteem is low that day, so they'll decide like, oh, I'm gonna take it out on this person, so they'll call you names and bring you down, and then when they realize, oh, wait, she's leaving, they'll decide to be like all nice to you and everything else like that, because, they want you to become codependent on them. And what happens is a lot of these women, they go through this cycle where these men are really, really hurting them. And then the men, when they're ready to leave, because they're like, oh, we have enough, we can't, the guy starts acting nice again because they don't want them to leave. So on one hand, the guy is bringing them down and treating them like shit, where they're, like feeling worthless, and they're being abusive to them emotionally and physically, and in every single which way, and they're destroying them. And then the man goes ahead and buys them flowers when they realize, oh, they're gonna leave. They're like, oh, they feel bad, and they don't want them to leave them, because they want this woman to be codependent on them. They want this woman to go ahead and be like, you're mine and you can't be with anyone else. But they want to treat them like whatever they want to treat them, because they really don't care. They're just abusers, and they're abusive. And a lot of these women fall in love with this guy and become codependent on them, because this is how the guy wants them to be. And they become codependent on them, and they are in this vicious cycle that happens over and over and over again. And if they have children, it gets worse, because then the abuser starts hurting the children too. And, the woman's like, oh, he's a good guy, but he buys me this, and he gives me jewelry, and he's nice. What? But he buys me things. And so because they're giving them the gifts, they feel like, oh, he's really, really nice guy. Oh, he really didn't mean to hurt them. Oh, he really didn't mean to. But in the meantime, it's not true. And, these women really need to go ahead and realize that, first of all, if a guy is calling you names, and if a guy is bringing you down, or if a guy ever, ever, ever lifts his hand on you, you got to realize, or even ever screams at you, you have to realize, this isn't for me, and I'm walking out of this situation. I'm going to walk out of this situation before it gets worse, because yes, there are times, okay, that something happens, and, we're like, okay, maybe someone really, really didn't mean it. But on the other hand, if it happens more than once, if it happens more than twice, that's already a sign of abuse. And you don't want to be sucked into this, vicious cycle where you're helpless and you can't do anything. Because when you're helpless and you can't do anything, they're gonna keep you on and on and on their hook for as long as they can until you realize on your own, you are a strong, independent woman. You don't need this crap. You don't need anybody. You don't need them. You're born and you're brought into this world to be strong and independent and good and caring and loving. And the last thing you need is for somebody to bring you down. The last thing you need is to come home and, after cleaning and cooking and taking care of your children, someone coming and getting upset at you for just talking and smacking you or hitting you or just hurting you because they don't want to deal with you right now. So because they're angry at something else, they'll take it out of you. You don't want that. You want to say, I have enough, and you'll be that strong, independent woman and realize there's no way that a guy can hit you and make a mistake. You can realize that you're strong and you're wonderful and you're brilliant and you're smart and you're successful in every single which way. And you can do this. You can get up today and say, I have enough. You can get up to your abuser and say, there will be no more pain. There will be no more. And any relationship you are in, if you're in a marriage or if you're just a boyfriend or if it's even the father of your kids, it doesn't matter. You will stand up for yourself and say, I have enough. There will be no more pain. There will be no more. And you will walk away because you have the strength, what it takes as a woman to do this. And not only when you're doing this will help you, but if you have children, it'll help your children too. And you have to realize by you doing this, you're not only giving yourself the most self-love and self-respect, you're giving your children a life of fulfillment, a life of success. So just keep up the positivity and realize you can do this on your own. No matter what anybody says, and no matter what anybody brought you down or whatever, you can do it. You could be the strong girl. You could be the one that can take on the world and that can walk away from a situation and take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can do it. Just all you have to do is believe. And when you believe, anything is possible. There is no limit. There is no limit on dreams. You can make everything a reality. Just believe in yourself and it will come true. All right, I love you. And that's all for today.